It's a really good idea to plan ahead in your immigration case. Hi, my name is Audra Doyle, and I'm the owner and attorney of Doyle Law here in Atlanta, Georgia. And today we're going to talk about the macro and the micro parts of your immigration case. So it's a good idea at the beginning of your case to have a complete and comprehensive strategy. Make sure that you, number one, are qualified for what you will eventually be asking from the USCIS or from the State Department. Let me give you some examples of this. For example, you want to sponsor your parent and you're a U.S. citizen and your parent lives abroad in the country of India. So the first step of the case is very simple. It is filing an I-130 petition for that parent. And just to remind you, each parent needs their own I-130 petition. So while you're getting ready to file that I-130, you definitely have to prove the relationship. You have to prove several things to immigration. And it's a good idea to make sure you've got everything ready for the I-130, but while you're at it, make sure that you also are ready for issues that could arise down the road. For example, you do not need to file an I-864 affidavit of support with that I-130. But you are going to need it after the I-130 is approved. So make sure now that your taxes are ready to go and that they reflect sufficient income for your I-864 when the time comes to submit that document. In the same vein, think about, especially for Indian parents and certain other countries, they may have trouble getting a birth certificate or other identification documents. So it's good to plan ahead and decide how you're going to address those issues at the very beginning of the case. I always recommend that to my clients. This came up yesterday with a client. He is an employment-based case. He may or may not have an interview, and we're filing an adjustment of status application for him. So I said, dear client, we need your birth certificate. He said it's not available. And I said, I definitely can promise you they're going to ask for this document. So go ahead and request it. He did, and we have a copy that was emailed to us from his home country. And he said, Audra, do I really need the original? And I said, I'm not sure. You may have an interview in the future, and at the time of the interview, you are definitely going to need to bring this original birth certificate. So why don't you go ahead and have someone mail the birth certificate to you just in case. It doesn't have to be overnight mail, but you can plan ahead for that possibility that you're going to need it in a few months. So that's what I mean by planning ahead. You're going to focus on the case at hand, which is what we did with those two clients that I mentioned, the parents case, the adjustment of status case, but also I like to think about possible issues that could come up in the future. And we don't want to wait for the problem to happen before we address it. So I can usually tell if we're going to need something, if an issue is going to arise, and I try to advise my clients ahead of time and have a full strategy for how we're going to address those future problems. Planning ahead can really help you in your case, and the biggest way it can help you is to avoid delays. We know that immigration is slow, but you don't want to be the one to hold up your own case. I hope this information is helpful to all of you. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, click the bell so that you're going to get notifications for new videos. And also don't forget to go check me out over on TikTok and YouTube.